got 6 Facebookers in here. Maverick, you're the only one hanging out there on YouTube. They'll come in here shortly. Yeah, man. Get some people left up in here. The pop-up video, I didn't give anybody a heads up. See how many people join us Saturday night. What's up, Trevor? How are you? Alright.
Yo, don't overdrive it, don't fry that board. Keep it clean with the driver, let the power get stored. Mud ducks cracking, but the signals don't last. Danny's amps cut through, leaving static in the past. South Jersey pride, let the airwaves quake. Danny in the lab, watch the whole block shake. CB soldiers forever hold the crown. 1, 2, 3.
That's good, Trev. Pretty cool video here. Take a look at the thing. Alright, starting to get a few people in here. Alright guys, here we go. Here we go. I got one more thing to find real quick. I can shake my glasses. Needed for this portion of my build work. Alright, we got a little bit of a crowd in here. 13 people on Facebook and 9. I took my glasses off. 3 in YouTube. Alright guys, well thank you for joining me. This is wow, man. 2x12. As you all know, for many years I didn't do 2 by anything. I didn't like them, and I jumped down this rabbit hole again. Here's another successful build. I predicted what I wanted to do with this unit and the power that it was going to make on basically both voltages. So I'm going to test this unit tonight with 14.8 and then again, you know, 15.5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. I know the power supply is going to run this on is going to be about 15. And the power supply is going to be running about 15.5 to 8, somewhere in there. He's set up by a power supply by me, so I already understand where he's going to be as far as voltage. What's going on, Snake in the Bayou? How are you, sir? Hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving. So a little bit about this unit. This is a 16 pill chassis. I did not finish the fan kit on it. I decided I just wanted to just go through with the video, and you know, running these tests are not that bad as far as heat goes. Yes, it'll heat up a bit, but if you get a little air cooling system there, it helps. So on-off switch is right here, and then LED is white, and then here's your variable potentiometer right here, right in the middle of the Y and the E there. But I reverse this box, so if you take and you look at the back end of this box, my ground's over on this side, power cable's coming in on top, and then your input and your output is opposite of what we normally are accustomed to seeing. So keep that in mind. Don't hook this up in reverse, because the relay is just going to rattle, and you're like, I don't know what I did wrong. Look at the back of the amplifier, and remember, on this unit, and probably all of the South Jersey units are going to be built like this in the big traditional package. Why am I going to do that? Because I have a slew cord hole here, and it's a lot more work to take and blow through the power B plus, go under the board and lace all those wires under the board and move the slew cord keeper here. This is a semi-custom amplifier. So with that said, some of it's pretty custom, the other sides of it are pretty traditional. So again, I am on this line. All the power wires are going to be coming up through the top of the units from here on out. And I made some room back here for myself. I kind of like just moving things around a little bit and seeing if I like something. And I've been building so many 8 transistor units the bar normally sets up high on the wall somewhere or within reason of the relay, so I just kind of did the same thing. I was like, I want some room. It don't have to be down on that board. So if you're trying to understand why is he hanging that stuff, well, it can kind of go anywhere as long as it's got ground. So with that said, I did myself an old shepherd's crook on here, inductor, and it worked out nicely on the input. Nice little standoff. I did not use a brass bar, it's fixed tuning on it, and I just took and did my networking right there. So it's all happening right there. That's the drive section of the unit. So let's go down and take a look over top on this one here. So the two 454s are right there. Yes, they're upside down, and then you have four 2879s right here. That's the first part of the 12, and then you have another 8 over here on this side. So there you have it. Nice little box. It runs spot on. So with that said, let's take and light this thing up. Let me take and get a couple things ready here. All right, get that off, turn that there. I'm gonna take this here. All right, let's take and get this thing going. So let's see, I'm going down here. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and do this way. We're gonna run this wide open, but I'm gonna back my radio down first. So let's say you don't have a very hot radio, and we'll go over the slugs here in a moment. All my amp readings are going to be on the power splice tonight, so I'm not going to bobble around too much. So we have the radio backed all the way down to the lowest amount of power. So let's just take a look at the slugs real quick. We're going to look at a 25 watt slug input from my radio, and then a 5 watt return slug for the return back to the radio. Okay. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to look at the 2500 watt on the digital, and then the 2500 watt on the analog, and a 5000 watt on digital, on the analog as well. So here's with it all the way up. The radio's all the way down. See if I can get a carrier here and try to turn it on. It might help. All right, got a nice carrier. Okay, very good. So real quick, here's just my radio on low voltage. Audio drive, audio drive, audio drive, audio drive. So I'm hanging out right around 7 watts going into this thing, and we're ready to go. Real quick, this is a 5 watt slug, audio 1, 2, 3. So barely moving there, so bypass is good to go. Now, let's take a look at our voltage and amperage real quick. Hello radio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 151 at 14.7 audio 7s. Okay, we're in 7s in there. Now, a 2500 watt slug. This is analog, top scale. Each line's 50 watts. There you go. Audio, audio. I'm backed all the way down. Audio, 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 audio. So we're hanging out right around 11, maybe 1200. All right, that's pretty soft radio, and that's wide open. Now, just for real quick, I backed that all the way down. I won't have a carrier, but we'll see what it does. Audio, soft radio, audio, 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 audio. Barely touching that 500 watt mark. So let's look at the digital real quick. Audio, 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 450 there, all right? So fair enough. Let's take a look at the peak. Peaker, tweaker, tweaker, tweaker. 1900 watts, you peaker, tweakers. So if you said, man, look at that peak right there. Look at your RMS. Audio, 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 audio. Talk about stabbing you in the heart and twisting the knife, man. All right, so don't put all your eggs in the peaker tweaker basket, guys. There's a lot of power left in this unit. All right, so here we go. That was backed all the way down. Soft radio, here's all the way up. Soft radio. Let's look at the RMS again here. Audio, 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 audio. So there's 1,000, 1,025. Now let's see what the peaker tweaker says again. Audio, 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 audio. So 23, 23, 25, somewhere in there. And that's with a soft radio. Now, where am I at on my amperage now at full throttle with a soft radio? Audio, 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 1, 2, 154. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that performance level right there. It's not bad at all. But if you had a radio that just outshines a lot of the others, I'm running a Dustin R&R 29 right now on my bench. right out of the box, badass radio. Sure enough, I'm manipulating with voltage and power wires. I'm not trying to make that 14 bird radio that he actually built. So I'm cool with it being down lower, I should say. All right, so here we go. We're gonna take in, I don't know why I did that. I know why I did that, it's fine. All right, so here's all the way down with a hot radio. Now let's just see what the radio's doing right quick. Audio, 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 audio. So there's 10 watts now, all right? So we're 10 watts, 10 kilometers back all the way down. And let's just take a look at the amperage real quick. Audio, 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 audio. So we're 112, 114 amps. Now, input reflection, audio, 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 audio. Very good, almost the same. Audio, 2500, audio, audio, audio. So that's a hot radio with the amplifier turned all the way down. We're making 750 RMS. Audio, 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 audio. All right, cool. Now what happened to our let's look at the analog here. 100 watts line, 5,000. Audio, 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 audio. How about the same? All right, so what happened to the peaker, tweaker and the peaker? Let's look at the analog. Audio, peaker, tweaker, audio, 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 audio. That was like 1950 there. Let's look at the digital. Audio, 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 1950 there, and the RMS. Audio, RMS, audio. So, man, it just keeps going. So now we'll take and go wide open. Still a whole nother part of this test because I got another power supply over there real quick, but we're not going to go every step. All right, so here we go. We have full drive. We have full radio, and audio, 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 audio. So we're at 1450. Let's see here. Audio, 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 1225 there. Let's look at this one, audio. Let's look at that in the RMS. And audio, 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 audio. So that's 15 in the middle. No. 7. What's going on here? Beats me. Let's just keep going. Too many meters, man. Audio, audio, audio. Too many meters. All right, so the 2500 watt scale. Audio, 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 audio. So about 1400. And let's go right back to the peaker, tweaker. Audio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2300 to 2325. Now what we're doing with the amperage right there, wide open. Voltage and amperage, and you just saw the peak. Audio, 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 170 we hit. So you can do the mathematical equation on that. But in the meantime, I'm going to give it about 1 more volt. It's going to be closer to 3/4 of a volt. And we are going to take a little air in this thing. There we go. Now, we moved on up like Jefferson's. We're going full into it. All right, here you go. Here's your amperage. Audio, audio, audio. 181. Now we're cooking with oil. Here's your voltage. Audio, audio, audio. 15.6. Here's your input reflection. Audio, 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 audio. 3/10 of a volt or watt. 2500 watt slug. Here we go. We were close to 15 before. Audio, 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 audio. We're a little over right now. I believe I warmed it up a little bit. All right, now let's look at the peak right quick. Audio, 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 26. Look up at this peak up here. Each line's 100. Audio, 5,000 watt scale. Audio, 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 audio. About 24, 25. Other than that, pretty happy. Cut this off real quick. Let's just see what temperature I made it. Well, we're at 104 degrees at the farthest away. 103. So, not bad. That's like talking a good session in DX with a fan kit. So, the end of it all, heat, heat, heat. You don't want your stuff to get too hot, guys. And as far as the coax goes, you run a half a wavelength from your radio down to this unit and a half a wavelength out of this unit to your meter assembly. If you have an external meter assembly, and a lot of guys have the double coupling like I have right here. I make this part right here. So if you have a 12-foot jumper or a half wavelength coming out of the box, and it goes to a meter assembly, let's say somewhere else on your bench, then your main line coax comes in and plugs into that. When you go to tune up your system at home, you should take your jumper off your box, run it through your meter, and then off to the antenna, because that is all that transmission line. So if you simply just took your antenna coax and measured it, you're not incorporating the extra half a wavelength you're going to add to it at a later date. And is it going to be on frequency? Probably not. Especially if you're taking the time and stub tuning your stuff. If you do one transmission line, you should take and use your jumper and have an extra at the same length for the match, so if you have a problem. So your reflection will change with, and how your antenna tunes is with how that coax is actually cut. And if you don't think it really matters, you guys, you should probably dig into that and take a good look at your jumper lengths and how they're hooked up, because it definitely helps how the box eats. So stub tune coax. With that said, we got ourselves a box here. I just got to do the fan kit, and it's on its way to its destination. I'm sure this guy's pretty excited. Hey Molly, where you at? Hi, what you doing over there? Hi honey, you gonna sit? You gonna wave to everybody? Say hi. You gonna wave? Yeah, you're waving, aren't you? You a good girl. What'd you do today? Huh? What'd you do today? Nothing? Huh? You go outside today for a while? Yeah, it was nice out, wasn't it? We worked on it. Yeah? Come here, over here. Oh, hey, party's over here, Molly. Yeah. So how you like your new dog food? You like that stuff? Is it good? Do you like that? Is it really good? Yeah. Yum yums? Tum tum num num? Yeah. Okay. That's cool. And she's going through her first bag of freeze-dry food, and she really freaking likes it. But here you go, guys. This is a 2x12. This is the very, 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 very first one, and I'm sure there'd be others to come soon. A lot of guys, they don't eat steak and buy the first thing they see, but this is something I haven't offered in a super, super long time. And back in the past, it was normally 2x8s. 2x12s weren't very popular, and anything bigger than that, they were hitting that stuff with an external driver. So when this all came about, a long time ago, I don't know who had the good or the bad idea for it, but it is a pretty compact box. And at the 14 point whatever volts, 14.7, 14.8, the box still performed and did well over 1200 bird. So, or right at 1200 bird, somewhere in there. Any way you wanted to slice it or dice it, the box is taking and performing over 100 watts per transistor in RMS mode, even though that they're calling it a peak 100 watts. So that's each chip inside here, and there's 4 of them, is considered 25 watts peak. But all our RMS guys and all us guys kind of stay together, and we just say RMS, the hell with a peaker tweaker. You get keyed on, you start keeping looking at that. So anyhow, guys, thanks for watching, hanging out with me Saturday night. Quite a few folks in here. Should I turn this up? It's a good song. Good song right here. Yeah. It's cooled off, Annie. All the way down, audio 16. And here's our analog peaker tweaker, audio 5,000 watts lug. Audio 2650. All the way down, breaker, audio. And there's the voltage. All the way down, break, audio. 1, 2, 3, South Jersey, got all the way down. There you go, 12 pills. Very cool. I wrote this song. Yeehaw. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Get the fan kit together. See y'all. Gone.